Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. Welcome to a Apex Online Racing social endurance event here in Project Cars 2. My name is King-Kodiak and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Now, my stream may look a little different to those that have seen my streams before. That is because I have the lovely luxury this time of only being the broadcaster. I have got Mr. Danny Mitchell in the background controlling the cameras. Hello to you, sir.
Good evening, all.
Mr. Danny has kindly agreed to be the race director for today. So we are just coming to the end of a practice session. We will be coming into qualifying very, very shortly. As those on the spotted on the wow, that was a lovely spinning Ferrari there we just saw on the right-hand side of the shot. So ignore these standings; they are fairly irrelevant. As I say, this is just a practice session. We have got 27 drivers with us at present. So we have got a pretty decent sized grid, roughly half and half, I think, LMP2's to GTE ratio. So here we are now into the qualifying session. It is a 20-minute session, 10 minutes for the GTEs and 10 minutes for the LMP2s. You can see, looking at Claessens, who's in one of the LMP2s, and that's Villalobos, who is just coming out in one of the Ferraris. So out they come. Jeff out in the Ford. Lovely blue and orange affair. That is Heidi. I haven't seen that name in a while. Hello to you. And he's in the Corvette. Who else have we got on track at the moment? Rigor. Lovely long camera, not knowing where to look. He's in a Ferrari. Quite a few of the... everyone coming up pretty early on. Henry Gordon also in one of the Ferraris. We are seeing a fairly decent representation of the GTEs, which is also nice to see. Lobos, the TX3 team. So here we are in the Nurburgring. Coppermaniac, not a name I'm familiar with, so welcome to you. He's also in the blue and orange Ford. Tallinn, you've seen him before. He also occupies one of the Ferraris in a Ferrari heavy field today. I don't have a particular problem with that. I thought I saw an Aston out there. It's Stereo Gang, so also not a name I'm familiar with, so welcome to you. Also joining us here, so Dangerous Ginetta, a stalwart of the AOR scene, who I am actually up against in the Ginetta G40 League. He actually won the second race. Andrax in his faithful N6, using the Stars and Stripes livery. Who else have we got? Tensor. Now that's not a name I'm familiar with. He's opted for one of the Fords. Yeah, black, white and red number on that one. The only thing I don't like about the Ford is it does sound like an asthmatic horse. So maybe me being a little unfair on the faithful Ford, but I'm not a fan of its engine noise. Now, is that everybody? Is that everybody? Oh, Jeff! Yes, he's just coming around to start his qualifying lap. I think he's actually the first car on track, looking at the map on the right-hand side. So Jeff now starting his qualifying lap here at the Nürburgring. It's not Nordschleife. So it is going to be a 10-minute qualifying session. That is, of course, including the outlap. Oh, Jeff goes a little bit deep there into turn 1. 10 minutes for the GTEs, they'll then come in, and the LMP2s will then have their go. And then it'll be 1.5 hours here at the Nürburgring. I had to stop myself from saying Nordschleife for them. I'm not entirely sure how many laps we're going to get done. I think some estimates around the 45 to 50 lap mark, but we will see. Around turn 6 and 7. Oh, I've got to make a slight change to my window. Apologies, I'm just going to pause the stream. Sorry about that. There we go. Right, heading down to the Dunlop curve. Keeping tight to the left-hand side now. Heavy on the brakes. Down a couple of gears and around turn number 8, Dunlop curve. Now, bang on the gas. You start to hear everybody streaming down the opposite side of the barrier. Jeff has a fairly nice luxury of having an open track to himself. The Schumacher S's, turns 9 and 10. It's a slight lift through those, if any at all. Down to turn 11, the Kumo curve. Then turn 12, bit curve. Don't get too greedy on the gas, it will spit you out. It's a fairly unforgiving curve. Hard on the gas then for the fairly non-existent turn 13, the Hatzensbecksbogen. I believe that name has a few, corner has a few different names. Down to Vidal chicane, 14-15. Oh, you saw he got way too deep and had to get a big old fistful of opposite lock. And then down to the Coca-Cola curve, turn number 16. to be the first to put a time on the board. Let's see what Jeff gets on there. And it is a 1:55.1. One of the Ferraris coming in the background. Here's Tensor in one of the Ferraris, in one of the Fords rather. He's got an Aston and a Corvette right ahead of him. There's Dangerous Janetta's Corvette in the background. It's only 2 Corvettes we've seen as we see the times now piling in. Rigor, he's 5th on the board with 1:56.4. Oh, that's Andrex in his very distinctly coloured M6 right with him. 1:55.9 as with the M6 veteran there. And Villalobos has put a time on the board, 1:55.7. They're in 4th position. Kern McCoy, that is one of the LMP2s. Duhaidi in the yellow Corvette. He's come across the line. Where is he? Where is he? He must have. Did he invalidate that one, Danny?
No, he's just coming around now, I believe.
Just starting it, yeah. Not 100% sure who that is directly behind. There's Tallinn. He's just started his lap. Oops, that's going to invalidate it. You fly that hard off of turn 7, and that is pretty much an invalid lap. There's Rigor again. He's just come through turn 8.
Yeah, that is an invalid lap for Rigor.
Yeah, so he's cooked it too much. And that's so that'll be why Andrex is now ahead of him. So Rigor is not wanting to hold up Andrex any further. There is a Copra-Maniac, and he said mechanic then. He is currently 2nd on the board with a 1:55.5. Oh, that was Andrex's car. Oh dear, that's not good for Tensor. That's on the way down to turn 11. So that's the end of his day. He might have time to come out and do another one, but it looks like he's going to stay in the pits then. Oh, look at that. He's just 0.04 of a second off. Tensor is 0.04 of a second off of Copra-Maniac there. As a Villalobos, does he improve from 4th? Let's see. Answer is he does. He jumps up to 2nd with 1:55. Andrex 1:54.7 in the M6. We just saw him actually in the background. What a stunning lap from the veteran there. We saw his car was stationary. That must have just been a lag moment that had his car parked pretty much at turn 12. What a stunner. 3/10 ahead. And to hide, he's stuck it into 3rd position. He's jumped straight to the pits. His day's done. He technically has 3 minutes. Oh, that was someone on the infield. There, Tallinn! Oh no, overcooked it. That's to turn 1. So yeah, that's ended his qualifying run. There's Tensor again, so he did choose to come out. Copra-Maniac, and currently now down to 5th position. He is... Oh, we've lost him. So Dangerous Janetta then, he's coming through the Mercedes arena. Love the growl of that Corvette. To be fair, the only sound I don't like is the Ford. So DG is currently in 8th position with a 1:57.2, so he'll going to have a fair amount of time to find. Streaming on down to turn 6. There's not some of it ahead of him, but he's got a fairly... Oh, a little bit deep there. That's going to really unsettle him. If you go too deep into 6, it compromises you a bit for 7. He's kept his foot in it, though. I can't really tell, unfortunately, who that is directly ahead of him. The relative board does not work properly in qualifying trim. It reckons it's Rigor that's 20 seconds down the road. Well, whatever car is directly ahead of GG is not 20 seconds down. Through the Schumacher S's. Daewoo. We've just seen actually that... Oh, he's in the Corvette as well, so there's 3 vets. Oh, lovely black livery on Daewoo there. Currently 9th, 1:57.9 for the Corvette driver, number 82. Who's that in 11th, Danny? Stereo Gang, yes, in the Aston. He's got some time to find 203. Ooh, a little bit of lag there. It looked like he was flying off the road at the Kuma curve. So he's carrying on his way. One of the many Ferraris we have in the field directly behind him. So Stereo Gang has an option here. He either jumps out of the way, as it looks like he's going to be ploughed through by the Ferrari. Again, I'm not sure exactly who that is. So Stereo Gang's on an outlap then, as he's as you can see by the split there, 4.2 down, as we have got another minute and a half just under for the GTEs to complete their qualifying runs. And DG's in the pits and he's remained in 8th, and there is Andrex, our current positive, so he's decided to carry on going, and why not? I mean, it counts as practice if nothing else. That was quite a shallow entrance there into turn 7. but that seems to be the line he wanted. Still pole, as he was for the first race of the Ginetta League. Jeff just coming around the final turn for what will be his last qualifying run. He was very steady coming around that last turn, so one would safely say that he's about to start a lap as opposed to finish one. And you didn't see a split come up there. As to Heidi, he is in third in the Corvette. The lead vet, 155.3, half a second down from the current poleman Andrex. He's coming through 6 and 7. Only one ahead of him, and then he has got a pretty big clump of open track there. Very nicely done. That is who's in 10th? Who's that in 10th? This is Henry Gordon. Yes, I'm having to try and translate what the 3-letter abbreviation is. He's in the Ferrari. His day is done with a 159.4. Tensor, please. DG, that'll do. So he's in 8th with a 156.8. So he's on an outlap then. So he's not. So he's coming out from practice as the GT time is now done. As you can see at the top, the time remaining has expired, and Tensor. I'm not 100% certain whether a gentleman's agreement is allowing the guys to complete their lap. As you can see on the map, the LMP2s are now streaming out of the pits. There is a Hojak. We've seen on numerous of these endurance. Whoops! That's kicking the tail out, and that's one of the Mareks going off the road. There is Nismo in the Ligier. Now, unfortunately, I'm not very good at telling the Ligiers apart. The Honda is the low growler one, how much I do recall. Tiger, a new name to this league, so welcome to you, this race, this series. So welcome to you. We are looking to get a. It's one of the Ligiers getting very out of side by side through turn 2. Nice. Ken McCoy in the Marek. That one I do recall. So we are looking to get the Endurance League running in early February. So keep an eye out for that. Gornwald, also Marek, coming through turn 7. With one of the Ligiers already behind him. Black Scorpion. Ligier. Honda Ligier. Oh my goodness me. Getting very, very... He caught the curb there on the entrance to turn 6 and got very out of shape. Managed to hold it. Clank. A name I raced against in the Ginetta League this week. He's also in the Ligier. It sounds like all the Ligiers are running the Honda engine. The Honda has got a little bit more power as we're looking at... Ulti, MSI Ulti. Nick Meadow, or as I call him, Mr. Lemon Lambo. There's Domino, who we have seen in these leagues before. So the qualifying positions you can currently see, as 1st to 12th, are the GTE runners, and that is the position they are going to start in, behind, of course, the LMP2s. I notice, of course, some LMP2s don't qualify. What's up? Nice done. Nui, that's a couple of new names there that I'm not familiar with. Nui is coming through 11 and 12, so he comes towards the end of his warm-up. There is What's Up, as previously mentioned. There is Cornwald starting his time lap. Oh, he's not got room for a mistake with 2 cars right behind him. That puts a little bit of pressure on you really don't want. And he's in the Marek with a pair of Ligiers right with him. Now, since the last endurance social I covered, we have had some quite significant changes made to pretty much all the cars in the form of the tyre physics. So we jumped to the chase cam for Cornwall coming through 6 and 7. Beg your pardon, coming through 3, 4 and 5. I love that. This is the one I tend to drive from. It gives you a real perspective of the speed that they're doing. Through 6 and 7, heading down to turn 8. So we've had some significant changes since the last time I covered a endurance event. The tyre physics have been altered. There's a number of balancing. This is Cornwall's view. As you probably guessed, the neutral is wrong. But that just shows how little visibility they have in that cockpit. Back to the external shot then as Cornwall is coming up to 11 and 12. Oh, he threw that in rather hard. Now, that could be lag that made it look like that as one of the Ligiers jumps out of the way. But it did look like he had to throw the nose in, and that's risky. Even with the extended downforce of these cars, if you throw the nose in like that, it's not always guaranteed to stick. All the GTEs are out of the way now. So all cars that are on the field are LMPs, as Nismo was the first to set a time of 151.4. as Alti. Oh, goodness me! There's no good racing now, gentlemen. Cornwall may feel a bit aggrieved by that. Colonel McCoy is the first to break 150 with a 149.2. Cool, crikey, what a stunning lap and Nick Meader's already beaten it with a 149.1. Now, there's a fair amount of discussion on what lap times to expect, and the 55s were around what the GTEs were due to expect, and I believe it was actually the 50s that the LMPs were looking to do. We're already seeing times. Oh, as Domino had a big lag moment there through the 11 and 12 turns. 14-15 through the Vidal chicane. Domino looking to complete his lap now as Morvik has jumped to second. 149.1. Oh, 31 thousandths between Nick Media and Morvik there. And Domino across the line. Looks like he's 11th currently with 152.7. So again, he'll be looking to complete that. It was Morvik of just all. Clarsons, an old stalwart in AOR terms. He'll be on a flying lap, just coming through the Dunlop curve, turn number 8. I don't think he's on the board as yet. Oh, yes, he is. EK. He's 5th position at 151.6. Wow, what a stunning turn of pace we're seeing then, as the green Marek in the background is going to be very large in Clarson's mirrors. It's not really what you want when you're trying to set your qualifying lap. You don't want the pressure of someone directly behind you. As Clarson's out, comes through 12. It does look like that Marek's got the pace on the Ligier. It's all well and good having the qualifying pace. It is how consistent you are, as we can see. Clarsons is 6/10 up on his previous lap. And Ulti, MSI Ulti's gone to 4th with 150.2, I should say. As Clarsons then is looking to come around. If he's stayed 6/10, so we'll certainly gain in one position. Did he gain any more? He actually lost a little bit of time on his best, but he does jump up to 5th with 151.009. Oh, as I saw in the background, someone flying off the road. That was Cornwald, was the Marek that was chasing Clarsons. Here is Doc in the Ligier coming around to either complete a lap or start one. 52.1 is his previous best in 9th position. Does he improve from that? No. So either he didn't improve, or as we didn't see a split time come up, I think he is starting his lap time. Nick Meadow, our current pole man in the Ligier category, still just keeping Morvik at bay. We have another 149 on the board. That's Colonel McCoy. And there is Morvik then, our second place man. Whoa! He's just come out of the pits and then flown off the road. Oh dear! That's one of the Marek getting out of the way very, very quickly. Not sure who's running that yellow McLaren. Mixing up every single name I can come up with. Colonel McCoy in 3rd position in the Marek. So 2 Ligiers and a Marek in the top 3. Oh, so just over a 10th actually separates the top 3. Hello, Bankai. Good to see you in the chat, good sir. Always welcome. Pretty much all of the LMP field, except for Domino, I think, is out at the moment. So yeah, 12 GTEs, 13 LMPs. I have a feeling though when someone's not set a time. Yes, it's Clank in the LMP field. Actually, we have a few. Aho Jack. Who's currently listed 29th, please, Danny? Black Scorpion. And Colonel McCoy has stuck it on pole. 149.013 in the. I think he's a Ligier runner. I think. No, he's a Marek runner. So Marek has upset the flock. Just over a 10th ahead of Nick Meadow. Still time enough for them to do it. Oh, Bankai. Oh dear, Windows is not your friend today. And Doc has improved. He's in 9th, 151.2, and he's jumped back to the pits. And coming out again, he's going to have to push it to... Oh, in fact, he won't make it. We've got less than 2 minutes to go. There is Clank. He is not currently... He's down in 23rd at the moment, 158.9. So I think it's fair to say he didn't have a good run. Now, he's not running the Honda engine in that Ligier, as he's coming to the end of his warm-up lap. You can hear it screaming much more, so I think that's the Nissan engine he's running in that Ligier. The Honda one is the growly one. I'm just going to have a quick reshuffle of my windows. Apologies, it's going to stop the stream again. There we go. As we just come back to Clank starting his lap. That's one of the black Ligiers in the background we can see there. There's WhatsApp and Ahojek. Now Ahojek is at the bottom of the timing screens at the moment. Either the good old timing bug has hit 3 of our drivers, all 3 of them in the LMP2 category, WhatsApp, Ahojek and Black Scorpion, or they have not set a time. So let's stay with Ahojek for the time being to see if he gets off that bottom out of that bottom 3. I didn't see anybody join the session after we started, but if they did, that's what causes it, and they will be there for the entire race. Sadly, nothing we can do about that. I think he's starting a lap. 30 seconds left then. As Ahojek crosses the line, we're not seeing a split come up, so I'm assuming... Oh, no, he's gone back to the pits. That's jumped us to Black Scorpion. Oh no, Ahojek is running, so that was... Okay, Banco, no worries. Black Scorpion then, he's just coming through Como Curve, 11 to 12. I think he is stuck in the timing bug. I can't imagine they've gone this long into the qualifying and not set a lap. Qualifying is done, as you can see. So unfortunately it means we don't know where they are in position. Like Nui, where is he? Oh, he's crossed the line.
6th place.
Oh, thank you, sir. And so he is 150.8. Very nicely done. That's Nismo. He's under AI control. Nismo is 11th. 151.4. He was one of the first to set at a time. Black Scorpion's back in the pits. I don't know where he's going to be starting from. Clank is still out there. There he is, just crossing the line. And he remains in 15th. And at the he's listed as last. Black Scorpion did get a time on the board, so he's not in that timing bug, so he is 14th. So there's 2 potentially stuck in that bug. That's WhatsApp and Ahojek. There is Ahojek. He's either under AI control, or he's backed off. I think he's under AI control. I think he's the only one out there. Yep, looking at the map, he's the only one moving. So he's back in the pits. So that is everybody done. Colonel McCoy getting the top spot by just over a 10th over at Nick Meadow. Morvik 3, Clarson's 4, MSI Alty 5, Newey 6th, 7th, MAR. Who's 7th? Who's 7th, Danny? Is it not coming up with anyone of you? Who's MAR? Mary Marvin! Oh, I didn't see him all qualifying long. But there it is. Oh, he's that jet black Ligier. So he's in 7th. Tiger 8, Doc 9, and Domino rounds out the top 10. And in our GTE field, Andrex leads the way with Jeff 2nd, Deheidi 3rd, Villalobos 4. With who's next one? Can't remember. Copper Maniac, yes, name I'm familiar with. Then Tensor, then Rigor, Danger Janetta 8th in class, Daru 9, and Henry Gordon is the one that rounds out the top 10. There is the final confirmed positions. As you can see, the only 2 we don't know of is WhatsApp and Ahojek. They will start in their respective positions. Don't click that red button, Danny. I've done that too many times. Oh dear, Stereo Gang and Talent outside of the 2-minute range. They really struggled to get a decent lap in, which is easy to do when the track is busy. So then, we move on to 1.5 hours here at the Nurburgring when the game decides to progress. It is a rolling start. Now here is where we wait for the game to realise everybody is in the game. Yes, indeed, we have got 2 stuck. Ahojek and WhatsApp are actually 16th and 17th. They're actually at the back of the LMP2 field. So they are stuck in the timing bug. Sadly, they will fall to the bottom of the field. And hello to you. I'm going to pronounce that as Dirge. And you have indeed made the start. And hello, Bankai. Welcome back to you. So the 1.5 hour timer does technically start counting down. It will actually reset when the game has confirmed everybody. I still love the fact that you have that background noise, yet what race does it think is going on right now? I would love to know. So we're just waiting then for everybody to confirm. Basically, this is the point where everybody readies up, makes any last-minute setup changes, and confirms they are ready. And it is I think it's a 2-minute countdown. That anyone that does not confirm they are ready, as we did have actually happen this week in the Janetta League, we had someone that didn't ready up, and they are disqualified as a result. And there is nothing that can be done about it. Gives people a last-minute opportunity to leg it to the bog. So for those joining us at this point, welcome to you. My name is King-Kodiak. I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race. I am joined in the box, for camera control by Mr. Danny Mitchell. Thank you for you, sir, for coming on board. So now then, as the game says, we are sinking. Nick Meadow, Morvik, Claessens, MSI Yule Team 5th, and ignore the lights going on. Nui. Great effort there in 6th position. Mary Marvin 7 in the jet black Ligier. 8 is Tiger. The way that this camera is bouncing off of everybody is very dramatic. Doc in 9. Domino rounds out the top 10. Now the front runners are now going to get underway. You can see them now moving. Everybody now takes off the line. 5 seconds is the time that they wait for. There and there enough. And everybody gets underway. Ooh, there's a very weird lagging GTE at the back there. Don't know who that is that's having trouble. Away they go. So it is one formation lap where they will continue round. Here's the view from Colonel McCoy. God, so narrow. I mean, okay, you don't need to see really above the car, not unless someone's having a seriously bad day. They're coming over you, but it feels so enclosed. But I guess you get used to it. So one formation lap. There was actually someone sat on the grid there. I know Dangerous Janetta was having some lag trouble in the race. There is our lead GTE driver of Andrex in the M6. Edges out the Ford of Jeff. Yeah, DG was having some lag trouble earlier in the week. There is De Heidi in the lead Corvette. Villa Lobos in the lead Ferrari. Quite a few Ferraris, but 4th is the highest they got. Cobra Maniac, new name. Whoa, that's a lot of tyre warming going on there by the Ferrari. There's Tensor. Few new names. That's true, actually, Bankai. Very, very true. The Ligier does have a more open cockpit. Now, you can see on the map that there is a gap forming. Ignore the fact that a couple of them are in blue. Those are the ones stuck in the timing bug. That is Ahojek and WhatsApp. The game thinks they're a lap down, which is a great effort considering they're on lap 1. The GTE field will start about 30 seconds behind the LMPs. It gives us, as commentators, a chance to cover both starts. So if we jump up to the top of the... there is Ahojek and WhatsApp, the two stuck in the timing bug. They're at the back of the LMP2 field anyway. Colonel McCoy then will now, as they come into Sector 3, which is soon after the bit curve, where they are going to form up. It'll be around here somewhere. I'm pretty sure it should be around now. There we go. So they're now forming the 2x2 line. So they are now reducing to 80 kilometers an hour, 50 miles an hour in old money. And they will do that until they get to the start-finish straight. Once they have, once the leader, which is of course Colonel McCoy, has gone round and completed, or basically got onto the start. Once the start-finish grid start. Yeah, I'm with you there, Bankai. Team Vet. Once he gets onto where the start-finish grids appear on the road, it is up to him as to when he floors it. That's Nick Meadow getting a little bit trigger-happy on the gas there. So once he gets to where the grid boxes are, he can Colonel McCoy can floor it, and that will signify the beginning of the race. People cannot overtake until they have crossed the start-finish line, so it's now up to him. And away he goes. We are racing here at the Nurburgring. 1 hour 26 minutes is how much we are going to be racing for. And Colonel McCoy having the luxury of that start gets a great jump of the line. Look at that. That's Morvik. Get on the inside of that is Nick Meadow. There's just been demoted. Nick Meadow. Morvik was having a good run there. Let's jump back to the top of the LMPs if we can. Whoa, that's Morvik. I think has flown wide. That'll be at turn 3. That's guilty. There's Morvik in 4th. Then that was Claessens on his inside. There you see Ulti keeping the pressure on in 5th position. Neri 6th. Nismo's down to 7. And look at that on the inside. There is Newey then. And of course the lap delta giving a positive, which you would expect. Morvik then. Oh my goodness me, fine. Well, that's Claessens. He's had a good start. He's now up to third then. Morvik is really struggling to get back underway. Hello, Ratbra. Good to see you in the chat, sir. Right, the GTE field, if we jump to the top of them, that's around 15-16. There is Andrex. They have now gone underway. Andrex hasn't got such a great breakaway start as we saw from Colonel McCoy. And oh, look at that, that's Dangerous Ginetto, I think. His Corvette was running very wide on the entrance, or the exit rather, of turn 1. So Andrex continues to lead the way for the GTE field. There's Villalobos. Rigor in 5th, Tensor 6th. I'm so glad the relative at the top gives us a class detail. There's DeWoo. Henry Gordon in 9, and who's the next one? It's Talon. That's going to round out the top 10 for the GTEs. There's Stereo Gang in the Aston, and we've got someone in the pit already. Unbelievably, who is that? It's Ginetto DG. He had a trouble at the start. Oh no! What disaster for the Corvette. He's going to be lapped already. Right, let's jump back up to the LMP field, if you please. Thank you, Danny. Colonel McCoy has not had a great breakaway there. Look at that, as Nick Meadow and Colonel McCoy are away from the field. If we jump on to Nick Meadow, you can see the gap's 2.5 seconds, and Nick Meadow already challenging for the lead. And hello, Zippopotamus. And hello, Sabo. Good to see you there as well. Glad to see we are having some participants in the chat. Always very, very welcome. Nick Meadow is really keeping the pressure on. Let's see where Morvik is. If we may, Mr. Cameraman, thank you. He's right with Claessens now, starting to get into a rhythm with that Honda-powered Ligier. But he has got quite a chain behind him, which that camera is not really showing it. There we see, that is Ulti there, we just saw in 6th. There's Newey in 9th position in class. He's less than a second behind Clank. Less than a second ahead of Clank. There is Tiger in 8th. He's got a bit of a gap forming. Actually, quite a big gap between himself and Doc. That's nearly 4 seconds ahead of him. There's Mary Marvin, who started pretty well in that lovely black Ligier. But he's now in 11th. Pretty equidistant between Clank and Domino. Half a second there or thereabouts. Indeed, Saba, this is a 1.5 hour race, or 1 hour 23 minutes. You want to be that precise. There's Domino. And 12th position, near towards the back. There we see Colonel McCoy. Look at that, he cannot shake. And that's Nick Minio's right with him. And that's Dangerous Ginetto's Corvette. I feel so sorry for him. What a terrible start for the Corvette driver. This is, of course, when most of the DGs truly getting out of the way. Look at that. Oh, well, goodness me. That's getting out of the way, and there's that DG. Crikey. He's going to be parked out there because he's going to have quite a lot of the field coming up towards him. And we've lost him. DG's gone. Oh, what a shame. I saw the position numbers all blink red then, which tend to be an indication of a disconnection. We have our first casualty of the night. Dangerous Ginetto in the Corvette has gone. What a great shame. Nick Meadow is piling the pressure on the Ligier ahead of him. Oh, look at that. He's going for an inside. Oh, that's a big pardon. That's a big defensive move. Sorry, I was trying to look in two different places at once. Nick Meadow trying to dive on the inside of turn 3. Doesn't quite get it done. Side by side. No impact. Oh, the leaders have spun. That's Colonel McCoy that spun. Nick Meadow's legging it. Oh, goodness me. Morvey's going to go up to second then, with Claessens third. So those two have swapped round since the last look at them. Colonel McCoy now recovering from that spin. He's going to be furious with that. Goodness me, he's lost a whole bucket load of time. There is Doc in 6th position now behind Colonel McCoy in that pink and black Ligier. Jumping up, back up to the front there, Nick Meadow has got Morvik for company now, so he hasn't got the luxury of any kind of clean air, as Nick Meadows now... Oh, he's run too wide! Oh, dear me, that's gifted the lead to Morvik. There he is. He will quite happily accept that, I'm sure. What a way for this race to start. So Morvik then has been gifted a between 7 and 8 tenths lead over Nick Meadow. We've seen how much pace Nick has in that Ligier. There we see Claessens has gone up to 3rd position. We saw in the background of the shot. Nismo is now 4th. Colonel McCoy's got just under 4 seconds between himself and Nismo. There he is. He's had a horrible start. Well, great start, but sadly it's all come undone. There's Doc in 6th position. Tiger 7th in class. He's got a few friends with him. Oh, we just see Clank. Oh, we've got a problem. I was just thinking the timings are all wrong. That's been the shortest. That's the shortest endurance race I've ever seen. So we've got a very strange problem here. Yeah, I've never seen that before, if I'm quite honest. It was definitely said an hour and a half at the top. And now it's coming at race complete. All the timings are completely... Yeah, I think we're going to be having a race restart here.
I believe so.
I would hope so. Morvik might want to take the win there, but I'm not sure that's... yeah. That was brief. Well, do bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We will get this tentacle hitch sorted out. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Yeah. A bit. Yeah, Tensor making the same observation. That 1.5 hours flew by. So how are you finding the camera controls there, Mr. Danny?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it where the action is, and you seem to know all the drivers' names, and I'm trying to find them in the list.
yeah. I mean, that's understandable. I'll try and kind of call out, look at position whoever, position number as opposed, make it. Yeah, DG, I'm lucky. I'm not surprised. We just lost Talon from the list. Now, this will hopefully mean that if we get this race back underway soon. Yeah, Tensor saying the Corvette that crashed into the back of me, don't start. That could have been DG as due to a lag problem. If we do get this race underway pretty soon, hopefully it will mean we have no one stuck in the timing bug. That will be quite nice. I've never actually had that, and there's Talon that's returned. So yeah, we're just looking to get this back underway. Now, what I think is going to happen as far as the positioning is concerned, someone is going to have to read out the qualifying order, and they will manually form the grid. So what I suspect is going to happen is we're going to go into the race. It is, of course, going to take a few minutes for that to sort out, for which we do apologise for, but technical problems happen. And what's going to happen is someone is going to read out the order for which they need to form. So each car in turn will be called out, and they will drive past and form up at the end of... It's usually at the end of Sector 1. And once everybody has formed up, then the starting procedure happens. So the rolling start, everybody warms their tyres and brakes and what have you. Daewoo has returned. And that puts us at 31 drivers. Fabulous. I hope we can get this underway, because I think that's the biggest grid. Yeah, that's Andrex just confirming that we'll rebuild the grid. So, yep, that's exactly what I was just describing. So it is straight into race conditions. Andrex just mentioning that to others. So for those that are not in Discord with them, that's going to be interesting. Most drivers were, though, when I looked earlier. So we will be getting this underway. So like I say, once we get into... it's gonna be the clock will start at 1 hour 30, Dej, but because of the time it's going to take to reform the grid, that's going to take several minutes. We're still going to be slightly higher than probably where we normally would be, inverted commas, but yeah, it's probably going to start at 1 hour 30. I think their increments are 10 minutes at that point, so they might choose to start at 1 hour 20. I would expect them to start at 1 hour 30, and like I say, because of the grid reform, that's going to kind of take up most of the time. So do bear with us whilst we get this sorted out. Not a lot really we can do. DG asking if he can restart Steam. Off he goes. As Talon says, it's a shame because when the game works, it's amazing. More entertainment. Yeah, I certainly hope so, Dej. Certainly hope so. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, incidentally. It's not a name I'm familiar with, so welcome to you. Glad that you have come across my stream. Always welcome. So yeah, it's just waiting on... I think we're just waiting on DG now to reappear. And we'll hopefully get this underway as soon as we can. What I'm going to do for the benefit of the stream, let's get some music going, because there's only so much I can add. There's only so much I can repeat the same sentences So let's get some of that going. There we go. And Morvik has just left the session. Not helpful. Right, I'm going to kill the microphone on this side. Leave you with a bit of Infinite Power by Fat Rat. Oh, you're here every week. Oh, I haven't noticed your name. I am so sorry, Dash. You're welcome nonetheless. As is everybody that is currently in chat. I appreciate you coming along and spending time over here. So, just going to leave you with some music, and we'll be back with you as soon as we can.
Infinite power. Infinite power.
It looks like we're getting underway again, which means I can now hear you, Danny. Right. So like I said before, we will be forming the grid up manually. So we won't hear the names being called out as we are not in the same voice chat as the drivers. I think they might get a little frustrated commentating it whilst they're trying to drive for an hour and a half. Down to the Nurburgring once more. Now this is scheduled to be a dry race, I believe. Dry race entirely. I do believe that the weather was fixed. We've lost drivers again. We're down to 29. We had 31 when we started. Of course, 31 probably counts myself and Danny, which it shouldn't, but it probably does. So I'm sure Andrex would love to start where he actually is. Now the lap count actually been set at 46, which is about an hour and a half. Manuality word of 2018. Yeah, submit that one to the dictionary. So we decided to go with a lap count as opposed to a time. It was worked out that 46 lap was, give or take, on average, a 1.5 hour race. Wasn't actually taking pit stops into consideration, but I think it was calculating on like an average of 150, I think was the calculation they used. So that many seconds times, you know, however many you need to calculate 1.5 hours. Maths is not my strong point, so we will get this going as soon as we can. It is going to take a little while to sort this out, so let me get the music up and running once more, and we'll be back with you as soon as possible. Okie dokie, as you can see, we are getting the grid formed up. Conor McCoy, of course, returning to his pole spot. Nick Meadow there in second in the Blue Ligier. So it's been decided to run with a lap count as opposed to a time, I think, to balance out the time being lost with the manual formation now being done. It looks like the LMPs have decided to get underway very, very slowly, just to give the GTEs time to form. They're, of course, being formed behind the LMPs. You can see in the background that the gap between the two classes being reformed. And we are back underway again. We apologise wholeheartedly for the server issues we have had. We have lost one already. Danger Janetta looked like he couldn't overcome his lag problems and has decided, quite safely I would think, to sit this one out. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether the two drivers, that was Ahojek and WhatsApp, that were caught in the timing bug earlier, we will be interesting to see. Actually, we should see that now. Danny, if you bring up the position board, please. Thank you. And yes, indeed, they are no longer stuck in the bug, because, as you can see on the board, 16th, 17th is Ahojek and WhatsApp. Now, if they were stuck in the timing bug, they'd be stuck at the bottom. They would be down here. So they are. We have got a race where no one's stuck in the timing bug. Huzzah! Yeah, thank you.
Make the date and time.
What was that, Danny?
I said make a note of the date and time and post it in the P-card. We'll celebrate it next year. It'll be an annual, so it'll become like Christmas Day or something. Right, so Conor McCoy then going through his warm-up. As you can see, the entire LMP field now really getting on with getting their tyres and brakes warmed up. Of course, they've been sat there a little bit longer than the GTE, so they'll have a bit more warming up to do. As it's going to be around here. As you can see where the timing line is, and straight away they are getting back into formation. Nick Meadow there jumping into. They're going quite quick. There was a very big gap actually between the GTEs and the LMPs.
They do try and make it about 30 seconds, which is kind of difficult to manage, I grant you. But it does, like I say, it's mainly done to give us the opportunity to cover both starts. I mean, they could technically start the GTEs right behind the LMPs, but it just means we can't keep up with how the GTEs have started. So now, coming around the final turn, let us see whether Nick Meadow gets as good a start as he did last time. And I'm sure he'll be happy with the fact, well, Colonel McCoy will be happy with the fact that he gets a restart. And away we go. Colonel McCoy signals the start of this race there, and look at that, Morvik again getting a decent start. Claessen's right in there trying to do something about it. You've got on the left hand side there's Nismo, Morvik and then side by side, 3 wide into the first turn. Nick Meadow on the outside, is he going to lose out? Oh, Morvik in the middle of that sandwich, I wouldn't want to be there. Looks like Nismo's got a position. No, Morvik's still got that third. And all the top 4 remaining in their particular positions. Claessen's, sorry, that was Nismo, Morvik in third, Nismo 4. If we come down to 5th position, please, cameraman. Thank you. That's Nismo in 4th. Down again. That's Claessen's in 5th. There's Ulti in 6th position. Nui 7. Oh, goodness me. You can see that side by side. That's Doc. That's Mary Marvin in the background there in 9th position. There he is in the black Ligier. On his inside is Clank in 10th. That rounds out the top 10. Now if we jump to our GTE brethren, Andrex in 16th or thereabouts. There he is, leading the GTE field. Again, he's under pressure at the start. That is Jeff in the Ford on the outside. Along with, if we come down another one, please. Villalobos, I believe it is. Yes, it is. Side by side with the Ford, trying to get that position. Jeff 2, Villalobos 3. If we come down, that's Rigor 4, Coppermaniac 5. And there is the Lee Corvette of Tahidi in 6th position. Tensor in the Ford 7. Oh, that was very close. That's Henry Gordon 8, Talon 9. Oh, and we've got Tensor in the wall. I thought that was very, very close. And that is trouble. Tensor is now in last and trying to get back underway. And oh, we've got another spinner at the back. If we go to A. Hojak 17th, I think he's the one that spun from the LMP2 field. It was indeed. So A. Hojak's had a terrible start at the LMP2 field. He's miles behind. He's 5.6 seconds thereabouts from Cornwall. The next one along. Right, if we jump to the top of the LMP2 field, please. There it is. Conor McCoy defending over Nick Meadow. Look at that, trying to push Nick Meadow into the wall. And there's Morvik and Nismo, their teammates. Well, I say their teammates. There's no real team championship in this. Oh, very, very close. And Ken McCoy, he's lost the lead to Nick Meadow on the outside, heading down to turn 2. As I'm just going to sort my winters again, apologies there. And there we go. So, oh, that's Nismo and Morvik very, very close together as the top 4. Great timing there for the onboard shot. You can say Nismo acting as a great camera car for us. Nismo keeping a great eye on the top 3. Then Conor McCoy has lost a little bit of time to Nick Meadow. About 7 tenths there. Nismo's gone too deep into that turn 7. Claessen's is there trying to capitalise on that. There's camera looking the wrong way. Yes, Nismo 4, Claessen's 5, and MSI Ulti 6, nearly 7. Not the field now starting to spread out a little bit. I'm a little concerned that on the map we've got several blue markers. I don't think we should, because I don't think anybody should be stuck in the timing gap, and indeed we shouldn't have. There's Conor McCoy. He's going to hope for a better run of the race, but he's already under pressure by Morvik, who was leading the race at the point that we had to restart it. So he's looking to try and repeat his good fortunes, but that did rely on Conor McCoy and Nick Meadow tangling up earlier on. We come down to 4th, or 6th, that'll do. There is Nismo in 4. He's gotten squirrely. He's gone a little bit too deep into the Vidal chicane. 14-15. That's going to cost him a bit of time. Claessen's is about a second down though, so Claessen's wasn't in a position to capitalise on that. A little bit of a tank slapper. There you can see. There is Claessen's. We come down. There is Doc in 8th, with Nui directly ahead of him in 7. There's a little bit of a gap there. 6th and 7th. That's Yulti and Ray Marvin. There's Black Scorpion in 12th. He's towards the tail end of the LMP field. There's A. Hojak you see in the background. WhatsApp is directly behind Black Scorpion and is correctly listed, so that's confirmation he's not in the timing bag this time. There's Conor McCoy. Camera's a little bit too close for my liking, but nothing we can do about that. He's still got Morvik on his tail. Look at the gap between third and fourth. That's Morvik and Claessens. That's really opened up quite a bit. 4 points. That's to the leader. Unfortunately, that timing there is gap to leader, not gap to the next car, which is not something we can change. Morvik again trying to get later on the brakes into Dunlop curve. There's Ulti. Claessens trying to keep Ulti behind. If we can just jump up to third, please, cameraman. There we go. We stay with this battle. Oh, goodness me. Morvik trying to keep that pressure on Colonel McCoy. Can we jump on board with Morvik, please? Thank you. Now, exactly as Bankai in chat earlier said, now this is a Ligier. The cockpit is way, way more open than it is in. Oh, look how slow down did Colonel McCoy get a slowdown penalty because he just lost the pace. And oh, Nick Meadows got a penalty. Nick Meadows has a penalty. Oh dear, oh dear. You can see that his number has gone red as a second penalty. So thank you for that one, Danny. So what he's done, he's gone too wide and he hasn't backed off enough. The game has given him a slowdown warning, which we saw Colonel McCoy suddenly achieve. That's why he backed off. And the game decided Nick Meadows did not back off sufficiently, so he's been given a second penalty, which over an endurance race is probably nothing major, but those can add up if you start to ignore them. And they can be contested. They're not a stop-go penalty or anything like that. They can be contested in the stewards later. If we go to 5th position, please, cameraman. Before we head on down to our GTEs, we'll check in with them in a minute. There is MSI Ulti. He's 9 cents. You can see there as the LMP field are spreading out now. 6 tenths thereabouts between himself and Claessens. Newey is 8 tenths behind. Let us check in with our GT field. The leads actually changed. If we jump to 18th, please. There it is, as Jeff has taken the lead in the Ford from Andrex. So we didn't see that overtake occur, but that is only 3 tenths between Jeff and Andrex. Can we go to 2 down, please? Villalobos in that Ferrari with us. Coppermaniac in the Ford, challenging or keeping the pressure on for that potential podium position. And there is Coppermaniac in the Ford, keeping the pressure on. Henry Gordon's about 4.7 or so back. You just saw that Ferrari in the background of the shot. Can we get a chase cam on this one, please? Thank you. So that is what it looks like. Oh, there's a bit of lag there. It looked like Villalobos was going to fly off the road at that turn 4, but lag is not. Lag was confusing us there. Can we jump up 2, please? Keeping on this camera. Up 2, that's Andrex in 19th. Thank you. Can we get on board with this one? Let's see what it looks like from the inside of the BMW. There it is. Now was it me, or was that rearview mirror supposed to be doing more than that? Either it just looks very odd from a spectator standpoint, or it's broken. Oh, DG, what a great shame that you weren't able to take part, my friend. But very good of you to step aside if you were having lag trouble. Okay, off-board camera for position 22, please. There is Henry Gordon, 5th in class. He finds himself on his own. Now, we've got a yellow. Who's last? Who's last? Can we jump to 28, please? That's Stereo Gang now. It's not him. Someone's stuck at... can we jump to 17, please? That was Nismo. Yeah, it's Nismo. There he is. He's stuck on the apex on turn 1. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I saw that there was a stationary dot and a yellow flag, but he's not moving. So I'm assuming we have lost Nismo. Oh, dear, oh, dear. That's going to be trouble. Can we jump to 1, please? No, that's not who's coming down. Okay, 18, please. It's them. So that's a jumping Nismo. I think it's fair to say he's disconnected. He's probably trying to recover, and he's lagging like mad. So I think it's fair to say we've lost Nismo from the race. Yes, Nismo is out. What a shame. What a great shame. Nick Meader then leading the way by 2.5 over Colonel McCoy. And we have someone in the pits. Who is that? That is Henry Gordon. He's now down in... Oh, that's an ugly looking Ferrari. He's had an argument with something or someone. And in he comes on lap 5. Oh dear, he's going to be in the pits for a while. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, and that is the leader of the LMPs. He's the only one with a penalty. So nothing more said there. Let's jump to the lead of the GTEs. 17, please. So there is Jeff and Andrex. Look at the gap that is between Andrex and who's next in the lines? Villalobos, 3.2. And there it is. That's Villalobos still with Croppermaniac. So we've got two battles going on there. There's Villalobos in the Ferrari, Croppermaniac in the Ford. They are very, very close together. And by the look of this, they are going to be that way for quite some time. They've been that way all race long so far. Andrex is a wise old head. He's going to want to play the long game. Yeah, he will want the win, of course, but he's not going to push too hard too soon to try and achieve it. And they will continue on their merry way. We're only really expecting one pit stop in this one. Oh, we've lost Henry Gordon as well. Oh, just seen you in the chat. Oh, no way. That's so Henry Gordon his car is in the pits, but he is out. Oh, what a shame. Well, you're welcome in the chat, so you're welcome in the stream, of course, but oh, goodness me. Unless, of course, Henry is just choosing to... Because his car is technically still in the race, so it could be he's just taking a moment to communicate to us in chat, which is very, very welcome. Murray Marvin in 8th position. He's half a second behind Doc, so... Oh, 25, please. Coming around. We've got someone else in the pits. It's Daewoo. And another very badly damaged Ferrari. As Henry Gordon's now on his way, so he hadn't... as he had actually confirmed in chat before jumping across to Daewoo, he's not out of the race, so we still have 27 cars in, and that's a very badly damaged Ferrari. Dear, oh dear indeed. Right, where were we looking? Can we have 18, please? Position 18, please, Danny. That'll do. That was the one indeed. So... Again, you can see the gap is increasing between Andrex and Villalobos. Now 4 seconds and climbing, and he's not letting go of that Ford. Oh, he looked like he got a little bit deep there coming through the Schumacher S's, but he's managed to stay on the tail of the Ford. I thought he was giving it a bit of right turn into a left corner. I think that was just how the camera was looking. He's nailed to the back of that Ford. Can we come down 2, please? Position 20. It's Croppermaniac. Oh, look at that! And you just saw the Ferrari, and that's what you've got to do when you get a slowdown warning. You've got to back off, and you've got to back off fairly substantially. There's no point in an endurance race pushing too hard. If it was a 25% distance race, yeah, sure, you might push your luck. There's no point. There's a long way to go. We've got 40 laps left to race here. There's no point pushing too hard too soon. Right, who else shall we have a look at? We are going to look at Villalobos, which is 20. Can we come down 2 to 22, please? Matt Scorpion there on his own, rather. The LMP field seems to have spread out a bit. There's Rigor. He's 1.1 behind De Heidi in the yellow Corvette. So fairly close battling there, but I think everyone else is fairly close together. We're actually seeing the front of the field. Oh, Nick Meadows down to 3rd now, so he's had trouble somewhere. 3rd, please, cameraman. Perfect. No, not that one. He's still only got 1 second. He's still only got 1 second penalty. So.
Oh, so that's just once he's got the red flag. That's on his name for the entire race.
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't go. It's not a case of. It's a constant reminder. Hello, Nismo. Good to see you. It's a shame we're seeing you in chat as opposed to on track. Henry Gordon's in the pits still. A very battered Ferrari. We saw him. So Nick Meadows working his way through the GTE field. He finds himself 1.4 thereabouts behind Morvik. There is Morvik. 3.2 ahead of Claessens. It's now that they're kind of mixing up, it's difficult to tell who's driving the position and who's working their way through. This is Clank. He's towards the tail end of the LMP. He's actually 16th and last in the LMP field with a Hojek already ahead. Oh no! That was Tiger! Have we come down 1 to 16, please? I think it was Tiger that it was Tiger that had a spin at that turn 1, and it was very good driving from Hojek and Clank not to collect it. Dear oh dear. Oh, that's what happened to you, Nismo. So Nismo confirming that its CPU got a little bit warm and got very, very laggy. And there's Henry Gordon finally coming out of the pit. He was in there well over a minute. But the car aesthetically to us doesn't look any different, but repairs have taken place, so the suspension damage would have been dealt with. And there in the background, there's Jeff, position 17, please. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Yeah, I was expecting Jeff and you got Andrex. No, you got the position right, I think. Yes, you did, because as I said, 17th, it was Jeff, and by the time you clicked it, they'd actually changed position, because I saw Jeff going very, very wide at turn 1, and Andrex has now taken back the lead of the GTE field. Can we get a bonnet cam on Jeff, please? There we go. I love this camera myself. So that is what it looks like now from Jeff. This is what Andrex has been seeing. Of course, seeing the back of the Ford. So Andrex quite happily. Oh, he's gone too deep into that turn 8. That has kept it going. Hasn't lost any time as a result. Let's have a look at where everybody is. Can we jump up to the lead, please? And external cameras. Thank you. Colonel McCoy is back in the lead of the race, and of course LMP2 field, but only half a second ahead of that man, Morvik. Oh goodness me, that's he closed up a bit quicker than he was possibly looking to. Now, who is that ahead of them? There's Nick Meadow in third. Can we just jump back up to the lead? Yeah. Bonnet cam for Morvik. Oh, God, blimey, he's gone a little bit wonky. So there's one of the Ferraris trying to get out of the way, and that's the yellow Corvette. Oh, Morvik, he's gone too deep. It may have been put off by the Ferrari, but he's gone a little bit deep there into the Kumo curve in 11. External camera, please. Oh, someone spun. Someone has spun. I saw them just going off circuit. There it is. It's Colonel McCoy. It was Colonel McCoy, I think. Yes, it was. There he is. He's lost the lead, so Morvik is back in the lead of this race, as he was before we had to do the restart. We've just seen Morvik jump on the inside of that yellow Corvette. There he is. So Colonel McCoy coming a cropper then at the Vidal chicane. There he is. He's now stuck in between the Ferrari. So the Ferrari and the Corvette swap round as well. And that right on Colonel McCoy's tail is Nick Meadow in the Ligier. He's thought better about a dive into turn 1. And again, you see that Corvette and the Ferrari trying to change position. I've completely forgotten who it is that's running the yellow Corvette. It's DeHeidi, I think. Position 22, please. It is indeed DeHeidi. So he's trying to get that's 5th in class that Rigor now has. We're going to try what's now going to be an outside maneuver. Oh, the Ferrari had a brake. So again, Rigor getting a slowdown penalty. And that's going to give that position back to the Corvette. Ooh, the Corvette got very tail happy there. The Corvette's quite heavy. You don't really want to be kicking the tail out on that thing. But there in the background of those two, it's going to be, I think it's Claessen's in 4th. Coming up to these two. Put a lap on them. 4th, please, cameraman. Thank you. Yep, that is indeed Claessen's. So he's coming up to put a lap on the two ahead. MSI in 5th. There he is, MSI Ulti. 1.3 behind Claessen's, 2.3 ahead of Nui in 6th position. There he is, nicely timed. Doc finds himself a little bit in No Man's Land in 7th. There's Mary Marvin. That's a very plainly coloured black Ligier. There is Domino in 9th position. So this part of the LMP field are fairly spread out. There's WhatsApp in 10th position. Nice to see him in amongst the timings, of course. Black Scorpion, there he is. I did wonder before the race whether he would go for his namesake and have a black colour car, but he chose not to. Smolder in 12th position. Around, I think that's Henry Gordon's Ferrari. Gormold in 13th place. Hey, Hojak. We had the timing bug before the restart. There is Clank. Oops, getting a little bit too deep on the exit of turn 12. Tiger is the last of the LMP2 field. Now, Andrex has broken away by 1.5 seconds now from Jeff. So Jeff either had a slowdown warning recently, or he's decided to just take it a little bit easier and Andrex now getting some distance between himself and his chasing Ford. There's Coppermaniac, who's really broken away from Villalobos. There is the 4th place Ferrari. Next one down is De Heidi, who's 16 seconds down from that, 17 seconds down from that particular battle. So De Heidi in 5th, Rigor there in 6th position is chasing that Corvette. He's shaking Tensor, who we saw nose into the barrier early on. There he is in the Ford. And Tallinn is quite a way down from this particular battle. There he is in that red Ferrari. That was a Ferrari we saw being lapped earlier on. He's 8th in class. Stereo Gang in the Soul Aston, just coming through turn 2. In 9th place, next one down is Daewoo. In 10th, in I say one of the very heavily damaged Ferraris, and last runner is Henry Gordon in an even more damaged. Actually looks like he's having to slide that car around. 27 racers still with us. We've lost a few on the way. And Morvick continues to lead. Let's see what battle we can find. 5th, please. 1.5 seconds separates these two. One of the closer battles we've got going on at the moment. So now settling into a fairly standard rhythm. There is Scorpion. He's a similar distance from Smolder. From WhatsApp rather. 1.5 separating those. Currently 9th in class for WhatsApp. So not a name I'm familiar with. So welcoming you to AOR. Just having a look through the timings. See where I can find who's fairly close to one another. As we saw earlier, Andrex had broken away. I love it when the timing board does that. If we look at the timing on 17th and 18th, Andrex is no, not that one. The timing between 17 and 18 and lead, Jeff should be ahead of Andrex according to the timing, but of course, as we know on track, that is not the case. We jump to 18, please. There is Jeff. He's 1.5 down still from Andrex, so they are of a similar pace again. But according to the gap to leader, Jeff is closer to leader than Andrex is, apparently. So he's obviously running a different timing schedule to everybody else. It looks like... Oh, 23, please. The timing's not quite right there for our gap to leader, unfortunately, because that shows them much closer together. Oh, we saw there, you can see, if we go back one, that is Rigor. No, 24, please. Nope, that wasn't the Ferrari I was thinking of. Back to 23, please. Well, we saw in the background of Tensor there was a Ferrari being flashed by one of the Ligiers. Oh, that's a pair of Ligiers very, very close together. We don't know who that is. Oh, can we come back up to 2, please? Nick Meadows getting very close to Morvick. Now, of course, they're going to the gaps are going to change as the race goes on. Just obviously braking as one car brakes, another one accelerates, yada yada yada. We all know this. But Morvick lost 2 seconds as we're looking at Doc and Domino. Oh, those are the 2 pink Ligiers that were very, very close together. That's the Doc having a look on the inside. Well spotted there, Danny. Doc having a look on the inside of turn 1. But not able to get a move done. Can we get a roof camera on Doc, please? That's the one. That is what it looks like from Doc's perspective. Or a little bit more accurate. Cockpit cam, please. That's what it looks like from Doc's perspective. He has so much more view than the Marak does. Although he can't see the apex on the right-handers there. Roof cam again, please. Thank you. So he's keeping pace with Domino, but not able to close him down any, as they are coming onto the back of... That's one of the Fords. I'm nowhere knowing which one. External camera, please. So they should be able to sweep past the Ford fairly easily. Now, and there's Daewoo in 8th position. Oh, WhatsApp's got himself a penalty. Well spotted. 2-second penalty for him. So again, he's gone wide, and if we can get rid of this one. There we go. So he's gone wide and not backed off enough. You can get a 2-second flat for that. Can we jump up to lead, please? Oh no! No! Sorry, you were right there. Go back to where you were, and that's that's WhatsApp rather getting the position, I believe, from Black Scorpion, or defending the position from Black Scorpion, more accurately. Very, very close as they were coming into the Vidal chicane. Well defended there, but he's got a fair amount of traffic. There's those two pink Ligiers, Doc and Domino, 2 positions up, so there's not much between them. Well, again, he's going to catch that Ford at a really awkward moment. The Ford is quite entitled to mind its own business. It is up to the quicker class, in this case the LMP2, to find their way past the slower class. The slower class are encouraged to stick to the racing line and not jump out of the way. If it's safe and obvious that they're going to do so, then pull out of the way and slow down, but they're not obliged to do so, because of course they slow down, they lose time in their own class. As a WhatsApp successfully navigates the Ford, but that's going to catch Black Scorpion out. He's going to be slightly held up. Oops, he runs a little bit too wide on the exit of turn 7. Oh, that's a slow down warning for Domino. We jump to position 8. You saw that Doc has flown past him, and now he's going to have WhatsApp on his tail. He's overcooked it on the exit of 7, and he's had to back off. That's spelled an end at the moment for that particular battle between the two pink Ligiers. We've got a 4-way battle then, essentially forming between Doc, Domino, WhatsApp, and Black Scorpion. And actually, last time around, Black Scorpion was the quickest of the 4. As that's one of the I think that's a Ferrari that just went out at the bottom of the shot. I didn't quite see who that was. And there it is. Nope, I've forgotten which Ferrari that is. Speaking of the GTEs, yeah, Andrex still leads it in the M6 by a bigger margin now. 7 seconds over Jeff. Oh dear, Jeff's had a very bad day in the office, so he's either had a spin or he's had some slowdown warnings. That, I suspect, that's race leader Morvig and Nick Meadow that's literally surrounding the M6. You saw Andrex actually jumped off the racing line. Now, he did give a flash of the lights, which does flash the back ones like that, as we just saw. There was a bit of a visual clue that you can give, if you don't want to give an audio cue in TeamSpeak or Discord or what have you, that you're about to do something such as get out of the way. So that was the cue Andrex gave. Can we jump back to 8, please? So this is WhatsApp. He is second in this particular train. Hojak is in position 15. He's decided to come in. He's coming on lap 15. Don't see any obvious damage on him, so maybe he's decided to go for a 2-stop strategy, which I'd be very surprised at. The tanks will, I believe, just about do a 1-stop race. It's more to do with the fuel than it is with the tyres. Domino is really getting into his stride. Where's Doc gone? Doc's down to 13th. Goodness me, he's there he is. He's had a terrible time somewhere. He's lost a whole bundle of positions. Back up to 8th, please. Now, Black Scorpions. Now this is a 3-way train. I do wonder where one of the cars had gone. So WhatsApp has got 8 tenths. Oh, slightly more than that. Now 1 second between himself and Domino. Black Scorpion giving a flash of the lights. Now WhatsApp does not have to relinquish that position. Whether Scorpion thinks he's quicker or not is irrelevant. He could have been flashing at the Ferrari. Again, it's fairly pointless. The Ferrari does not have to yield. If we just jump to Black Scorpion and roof camera, please. Thank you. So you can see how quickly that the LMPs actually close in on the GTEs. It's worse on some tracks than it is on others. He's going to get a little bit of the slipstream off the Ferrari, jump out of the way. Ferrari just has to mind his own business, but he's lost time. You can see that 4/10 gap has doubled. And that's the nose camera. And there's the bonnet cam. And look at that. You can see how WhatsApp has closed back in on Dom now. If you go to external camera on 7, please. Oh, you saw that Ferrari get very, very shaky on the exit of turn 2. That's what happens when you push a little bit too hard. The tyres will last most of the race. There was no particular concern on tyre wear. That is the yellow Corvette of De Heide who is currently 5th in class and minding his own business quite merrily. But that is going to catch Domino out. That's going to allow WhatsApp to close in on him a bit. Again, Heidi is quite entitled to mind his own business. Domino may feel a little bit aggrieved by that, but that is the nature of the game. He is in the Nissan-powered Ligier, I believe. Most of the Ligier seem to have from the Honda engine, the low growler. That's definitely a screamer. As he now continues on his merry way. Let's see, WhatsApp has navigated to Heidi as well. And Black Scorpion, I think, again has been caught out with a back market in the wrong place. I say wrong place is a little bit disingenuous. Oh, it is. That's, I think it could be Black Scorpion just getting a little bit too trigger happy on the gas. And there's that low growling Honda engine, as previously mentioned. Ooh, now he's closed right back in on WhatsApp then. So WhatsApp's had a problem coming into the Vidal chicane. And that's allowed Black Scorpion as De Heidi now comes in. He's coming in from... where is he? There he is. I was waiting for the pit marker to come up. There he is in 20th overall, 5th in class. So he's obviously looking to do a 2-stopper as well. We come back to pack to 8, please. So back into this particular battle. And look at that. It's really closed back up again. So looking at lap times, best lap still belongs... or the best lap last time around still belongs to Morvik at 1:51.0. Which is incredible pace considering looking at those around them, but obviously everyone else is pretty much tripping over traffic. But WhatsApp has got his visor full of the diffuser of Domino, and Black Scorpion is right there to keep the pressure on as well. As they are now coming up to the Soul Aston. Whoops, as that's Domino running a little bit wide. Yep, good call on that one, cameraman. The roof camera on Black Scorpion. Oh, you saw WhatsApp. He had to get out of that. The Aston took the racing lines, going to give Black Scorpion a bit of a run, but he can't go anywhere. He's boxed in between the Ligier and the Aston. Oh, again, you saw Black Scorpion starting to get frustrated. He knew he had the pace there, and he's floored it too quickly through the Schumacher S's. The tail did not want to stick. And all that does is cost you time, and it adds to your frustration as well. Yellow on the start-finish straight for some reason. We don't know why. Who's that in the pit lane? We've lost others. I think we're down to 25 now. So someone has actually retired. Black Scorpion again. Having another look. Coming into the Vidal chicane. Can we switch to external camera, please? Thank you. You see the fly collection building up on the outside of the Ligier. Oh, Black Scorpion's gone deep into 10, but that could be a different line as we see. That is DeWoo that's coming. He's got himself a penalty as well. What penalties he got? Oh, crikey. WhatsApp's now built up his penalty to 8 seconds. Just a single second penalty for DeWoo. 8 seconds for WhatsApp. That's going to hurt him, as he's currently in that battle we've just been watching. Who should we look at? Oh, Doc's in! 13! Oh, we've lost somebody else. We've just lost someone. That will be DeWoo then. Yeah, we've just lost DeWoo. We've seen him come in, and he has decided that enough's enough. And on lap 19, he has gone. We are down to 24 drivers now. Oh, back up to the lead. Morvik's lost it. He's 4.5 seconds down. Nick Mino's reclaimed the lead in the Honda Ligier. Morvik he's lost a lot of time suddenly. They're lapping in the 150s, and suddenly Morvik is now 4 seconds down. We jump to 2. Well, there is. We jump to 2. There he is. I was going to say that's not Morvik that we were just looking at there. That's one of the other Ligiers. Oops. Now that is someone struggling a little bit. Now, if you're being lapped by someone in your own class, you must get out of the way. You can't ignore blue flags for your own class. Oh, we're jumping around cameras then. There's Claessens is coming up to Andrex. Andrex still leading the GTE field. And just behind him is MSI Yilty. I think we've just lost somebody else. Have we lost somebody else? Nope. Down to 24. Doc has been in the pits a long, long time. So Doc's having a big old problem there. Andrex minding his own business. Now has got himself. What's he got there? 3 seconds there. 3.5 seconds between himself and Jeff. So he's enjoying a bit of a comfortable lead there. Who shall we look at? Cornwall in 11th. He's got just over a second between himself and Mary Marvin. So a battle there. Can we jump back into 8th, please? Now we're looking at this battle. Oh, no, no, no. That's not how you do turn 1, Dom. Domino's overcooked it badly at the first turn and has lost the lead of this particular three-way chain. That's 7th in class now for WhatsApp. It does look like Black Scorpion's going to try something. If we jump to 9. And there we go. Oh, Doc's in for fuel. Ah, thank you for that one, Bankai. And Doc is back on the road again. Oh, Black Scorpion nearly side by side. Morvy's got himself a penalty as well now. We see his name in red. You can see on the times. Oh dear, that was someone off. It's just a 2 second penalty for Morvik. There's Morvik on his own, rather. So back up to, yep, thank you. So Domino seems to be struggling at this stage. Seeing him get very, very squirrely, maybe just overdriving the car a little bit, trying to get back in the lead. And Tiger is coming for 14th. So he's towards the tail end of the LMP field. And there he is. It doesn't look like any obvious damage. It's not always easy to spot the minor damage on the LMPs. Back to 7th, please. There we go. Oh, you can see Black Scorpion again if we jump to 9th. And roof cam, please. Roof cam on that one, thank you. So there it is. It does look like the Black Scorpion's going to try and size up a move. Oh, goodness me, again, you saw that Domino had to put left turn into that right-hander. So is Black Scorpion now going to try something? Here he goes in the slipstream. He's going to try and move on the inside of turn 1. He chose not to this time. Oh, that's a bit deep. And again, you saw the tail just did not want to stick on Domino. Oh, that was close. The tail does not want to stick on that lead. Oh, that's very close. I'm not quite sure that was what Black Scorpion was aiming for. Would be that close. External camera, please. Thank you. So Black Scorpion really is all over the back of Domino. And that in the background, I think, is Smolder. Ooh, that's Black Scorpion again getting very twitchy. But that's, of course, holding him up. Smolder is actually quicker. So can we jump to 10? Yeah, that is indeed Smolder. So he's looking to get interested in this particular battle as well. I'm surprised, actually. It's not usually the LMPs that are that get this close for this long. Hello, Grubby. Good to see you there, sir. Let's see who else we can find then. Can we jump back up to 9th? Thank you. So still half a second between Scorpion and Domino. That's going to give WhatsApp a chance to get away, and there you can see WhatsApp giving the flashing the lights to a Ford ahead of him. If we jump to WhatsApp, 7th. Here we go. So and simple pass then for WhatsApp on the inside of the Ferrari. It sounds like he's got the Ford rather. He's got a Ferrari nearby. There it is, just going out the shot. Having a look through the timings, see who else we can have a look at. Looks like everyone else is fairly spaced out at the moment. That's Smolder in 10th. He's getting on the back. That's a good spot there, Danny. Oh, now Scorpion's had a problem because you can now see the gap between himself and Domino. Black Scorpion lost a couple of seconds. Yeah, you can look at the lap times. 54.1 for Domino, 56.3 for Black Scorpion, and now he's having to defend from the Marek. Marek looking to either take a wide line and come back in, which didn't quite work. This is the nose cam of Smolder, as Scorpion didn't get a great run through 3 and 4. Has had an okay exit from 5. Colonel McCoy wins. DG's already calling Colonel McCoy's the win. Well, mind you, he's 14 seconds down from Morvik at the moment. So for those joining the stream, welcome to you. We've got 23 runners still with us. Let's have a rundown of who is where. Can we jump up to number 1, please? thanking you. There is Morvik. He is getting on the back of the Heidi, the yellow Chevrolet Corvette runner. Morvik in second position, just 2.5 thereabouts separates the two. Last time around, 150.9 and 150.6. So Morvik has got the pace on Nick Meadow, but has yet to get the track position back. Morvik was leading for a while. He was our pole sitter, Colonel McCoy, in the Marriott 152.5, so he's not able to keep pace with those ahead of him, but there is still a long way to go. We've just hit the halfway stage, lap 23 of 46, and wow, that feels like it's flown by actually. Fourth is Claessens. Not really looked at Claessens a great deal. Nui is in 6th position, well now 7th. Nui has decided to come in bang on the halfway stage. So looking to do an ideal one stop for him. No obvious damage on his Ligier that I can see. Nothing clear there. If we jump up, thank you very much. 5th position is MSI Yulti, a new name to AOL circles. Certainly not a name I recognise. He's 4.7 down from Claessens, but he's a big old 21 ahead of WhatsApp, who's been stuck in that three-way battle for quite a long time. 52.5 for Yulti last time around. There is WhatsApp in 6th position. He's now got over 4 seconds between himself and this man, Black Scorpion. So 53.9 for WhatsApp, 54.2 for Black Scorpion, as this particular three-way battle has now spread out a little bit. Domino, you just saw in the background there, in 8th position, has got, although it does look like, if we jump back up to 8th, it looks like Black Scorpion, a leader is in! Nick Meadow is in! If we jump up the lead, our leader has come in now. Is Morvik going to follow suit? No, Morvik decided to continue. Morvik lost a bit of time there, 51.4. So Morvik has decided to continue to try and build up try and overcut, essentially. Colonel McCoy is in from 3rd. So now we're seeing a stream of one-stopping LMPs come in, and there is 4th position Claessens. He's decided to come in. Where's MSI? 5th. There he is. He's decided to continue. WhatsApp was a little bit way down, so let's just keep an eye on him. He's come past one of the battered Ferraris. Let us see if he chooses to come in. He's quite a way down still, so he's got another, what has he got? So it says 1 minute 20 from Claessens, which isn't quite right. Claessens in the pits, that's why that it gets a little bit confused. No, he's choosing not to pit at the moment. WhatsApp's got a great go. Oh, and that was a bit of a nudge on the back of Black Scorpion by one of the Ferraris. He's trying to come in. Oh no, that's Domino! Domino's in trouble. Smolder is coming in as well. So Black Scorpion's in, Smolder is in. Cornwall's 7. So he's chosen to continue, as has Domino. Domino's not pitting. Mary Marvin's now right with. If we jump on board with Mary Marvin he's now 8th. It's difficult to click on the names when they're changing. On board with him, thank you very much. He's now having a look at the inside manoeuvre on Domino. They've now, of course, changed position due to the pit stops. Now up to 7th, and he's overcooked it. That turn one's exactly what Domino kept doing. So Mary Marvin has rather thrown that opportunity away, but he is not far off the back of Domino. It does look like he's got the pace on him, as the one-stoppers are now coming back out of the pits. Morvik has a 23-second lead. Oh, Dawu! Oh, sorry, my friend. But you're welcome in the chat nonetheless. Oh, De Heidi's now got himself a penalty as well. We'll have a look at that in a minute. We won't look at that just yet. Keep an eye on how Mary Marvin is doing. He's really keeping the pressure on Domino. Domino's been struggling for quite some time. Hello, Aho-Jack. Sorry that we've lost you. Unfortunately, we didn't see your retirement. I didn't realise it was the Orica you were running, Aho-Jack. Mary Marvin is keeping that pressure on, and MSI Yulti is coming for 2nd. Morvik's continuing. Have we jumped to the external? Back to 7th, please. Look at that. Domino with 202 last time around. We saw that spin. Oh, goodness me, there's a Ferrari going the wrong way. We don't know who that is. Smolder. Now 12, 13, 14. Smolder's just come out. Andrex is in from 14th. Leader of the GTE class is in. If we jump to 15, please. There he is. That's a very clean looking air. He doesn't even have any flies on it. Impressive. So the leader of the GTEs is in. Morvik has chosen to continue. There is De Heidi in 7th. And Domino is in from 7th. So 7th, there he is. He's finally chosen to get that car back in the pits then. I suspect there's going to be new tyres going onto that one.
MSI Yulti is in. That's possibly Villalobos coming out. Mary Marvin's continuing. Jump back up to the leader, please. Oh, that's a wrong facing Ferrari. Can we jump to 22? I suspect that's the Ferrari. We're just facing the wrong way. No, that's 23. Stereo gang. Yeah, that's Henry Gordon. Just cannot get that Ferrari back in the way. I think Henry Gordon's retired. External camera. External on Henry Gordon. No, is that what he's giving you? Yeah, he's retired then. So yeah, we have lost another from this race. Oh no, there he is. He's moonwalking in a car, which is highly impressive. But I think we can safely say that Henry Gordon is out. Back up to the leader, please. Where is Morvik? He's continuing. He's not bringing that car in, but he's still doing sub 51. That is incredible. He's still got great pace, and he has not come in. Nick Meadow is back out. Obviously, that 235 we saw he had pitted. He's actually now in second. Whilst at third, I don't believe he pitted in the end. Cornwall 4, Mary Marvin 5, Colonel McCoy is in 6th after his stop. And there is Claessens. It's only 4.3 down from the Marek. He's now in 7th. There is Clank in 8th. So I'm going through the names a little bit quicker than I think my cameraman can keep up with. Apologies for that. There is MSI LT. We saw him come in from, I think it was 2nd. So he's in 9th. Nui is in 10 behind Heidi. Domino 11. We saw him struggling for quite a while. Smolder is in 12th. It's only 6 points. It's only 7 seconds down. Cornwall is in from 5th. 5th position. Cornwall has decided to come in his LMP2. There he is. That's the Marek he's bringing home. Is Morvik the unknown master of lifting coast? If he's lifting and coasting and still doing 51s, something is up. I'm calling that now. Let's have a look at our GTEs then. 15, please. Jeff is now leader of the GTE field in the Ford. Leads 20 seconds over Cobra Maniac. There he is. So 2 Fords leading the way. Villalobos in the next car down in the Ferrari in 3rd in class. Tensor in the next Ford in 4th. Andrex 1.7 behind. There he is. We know Andrex has been in, so he'll be on a charge. Racing to Morvik is in. Racing to Morvik has come in. There's Rigor in the pits in 6th position, but Morvik has decided finally to come in the pits. There he is. Now it's going to be interesting to see him. That's a stick. Actually, I think, where's Nick Meadow? Can we just go to 2, please? You know, the timing. Oh, of course, the timing goes cuckoo when someone comes to the pits. Now he is coming down to the Vidal chicane. Let us see where Morvik comes out. It's going to be very fascinating to see. Through the Vidal chicane comes Nick Meadow. Stick with this position into the last corner, and Morvik has not moved. So it does look like Nick Meadow is going to get the position back. Morvik's still stationary. And through into the lead. There he is. So Nick Meadow has gone through. And WhatsApp comes in from 3rd. A valiant effort from him. So Morvik then comes out. His car was a long way down the pit lane. So that is going to be a fairly healthy lead for Nick Meadow in the Ligier. So when the timing corrects itself, it reckons that Morvik is 1 minute 42 down, which is quite impressive. There we go. So Morvik now 7 seconds behind Nick Meadow. So that hasn't really paid off for Morvik. He was trying to do the overcut essentially on Nick Meadow. It has not paid off for him. Jeff is in. So GTE leader, position 17 now, has come in the Ford. That has the class lead over to 15 Copper Maniac. We jump to 15. And, position 19, that's 10... I've forgotten. What's 19? I've forgotten his name again. Tensor. Oh, well, I thought Tensor and decided to... I thought, no, that's not right, just as I was trying to say it. So that puts Andrex then back up to 3rd in class. Position 17, please. So he's got 15 seconds to close down on Villalobos. Villalobos has not put, well, the 2 ahead of Andrex have not pitted. So Andrex has got a hell of a lead for himself then, because Jeff, who was 2nd, is in the pits at the moment. So De Heidi looks like he's continuing. He's position 18 in that Corvette. There he is. And Rigor we saw in the pits earlier on, and I think
There is Jeff, so he is coming out 5th in class. As there is Doc, I believe that is. Oh, that could be a bit close. Position. Where's Doc? Doc. 13, please. Oh no, that wasn't Doc. It must have been Domino then. 11. There was Domino. That was the car was rather close to Heidi. Oops, a little bit wide on the exit of 4. Not Heidi, sorry. That is Jeff. That's run down. So Jeff in 5th in class, 19th overall. Looking to try and close back down to Andrex, but that's quite a gap that Jeff finds. Can we go to 19, please? So there's 11 seconds to Heidi. And 18, please. And 24 seconds between Heidi and Andrex. Andrex has played a stunning effort here. Finds himself quite comfortably in the GTE lead, but a long way to go still. And there he is. 20 laps remaining here at Nurburgring. Seems to have gone very, very quickly. Yeah, absolutely, Banco. Beckery working so quickly, they are a blur. So, Nick Meadow leads the race by 9 seconds over Morvik. And a fairly healthy gap. Oh, that's one of the Ligiers going very, very slow. Through turn 1, not sure who that was. Just looking on the timings for some gaps. Let's have 8th, please. That's the Ligier. Well, no, that it was MSI Yulti that was going slow in turn 1, being caught by this man Wassap, who's been having a fairly decent race. We saw him involved in a pretty big battle earlier on. Ulti's obviously had a bad run through turn 1. That's put Wassap right in this case. Wassap recently pitted, as we see from that 2:36 on the timing board. Nick Medio is straight back on the case, getting back into the mid 151s. As they come through turn 8. And Ulti now getting back on it. So he's got able to maintain or at least gap Wassap a little bit. Marvin is in from 3rd. So that's going to give Colonel McCoy that 3rd position. There he goes in the Merrick. So Marvin in the black BGA. He's going to have his pit. No obvious damage on his car. Glassons comes through to 4th. There he is. And in the background there is one of the Fords. Where is 6th? Can we go to 6th, please? Oh, Clank is coming in as well. So that's those two in. Where is 7th? There they are. So that's Andrex that is right with these two LMPs. It looks like Ulti is really now building a gap. 1.5 seconds there or thereabouts. And Wassap's got himself a penalty. Oh dear. See a view of the penalties popping up on the board. And 8 seconds for Wassap. Oh no, he did have that before. He may have added to it. So only 4 drivers with penalties, to be fair. As Marvin and Clank now down to 8th and 9th respectively. I think they've got a bit of a gap between themselves and Domino in 10th. Andrex will be enjoying a bit of slipstream from that Ligier, but that Ligier will pull away. There is Jeff, 5th in class. He is 18th overall. He's got 11 seconds between himself and Heidi. As you can see with a split, he's now getting on the case. Andrex. Now he's listed 3rd in class. Oh, it's because Cobra Maniac and Villalobos have yet to pit. So he is technically 3rd, but realistically he is leading the way. And there's only 12 seconds separates himself and Villalobos. There he is, and 3 seconds separates himself and Cobra Maniac, who have yet to come in. There he is. That's Colonel McCoy's distinctive red red Marek that's just gone through the shot. Now does Cobra Maniac come in? He's leaving it a few laps past the halfway stage. Not too bad. But of course it does depend if he's playing a 2-stop strategy, in which case he'll go on way longer. That is Colonel McCoy. That is coming in the pits. In the Marek. From 4th overall. So he'll lose a few. As MSI Yulti will be coming around that last corner any moment now. There he is. Just saw him at the top of the shot. with WhatsApp shortly in tow. Now, let's see what lap times people are doing. 151.7 for Nick Meadow, 151.8 for Morvick, 151.9 for Glassens, 52.4 for this man, MSI Hilty. There's Nui. Not seen here a great deal of Nui this race. Mary Marvin, saw him go through the pits earlier on. He's got De Heidi right in front of him. So he's 8th, so it looks like he's going to gain a position then, obviously with Conor McCoy in the pits, but he's stuck behind that Corvette, and that right behind him is Domino. So Domino, who was struggling with that Ligier earlier on, Mary Marvin trying to get that last bit of slipstream from the Corvette. That's Cornwald we see in the background. I can't tell who that was, his 2 cars back. I love that Corvette sound. Beautiful, beautiful. Can we get a roof or nose cam for Domino, please? I was hoping he was going to have to fight his way past the Corvette, but just as we changed camera, the Corvette got out of the way. You see the sun is setting. You see the shadows beginning to grow. There's Cornwald. He's 3.8 down from Domino, so we will see if he's able to close that in. What was Cornwall's last lap? 54.6. That's a few tenths slower than... Oh, Mary Marvin, 9th. What's just happened there? He's lost position to Domino. He had a slowdown. He would have had a slowdown because Domino now flew off into the distance. Indeed, Bankai. Pure, unadulterated fury. Because my voice is beginning to go, it'll now start to drop. Leader of the GTEs is coming in. Cobra Maniac, 15th now. In the Ford, he is starting to come in. Villa Lobos has chosen to continue, interestingly. So, Villa Lobos now leads the class. Where is Andrex then? 15th. There he is. He's just come over the line, so that is 11 seconds between Andrex and Villa Lobos. Andrex 156.6 last time around. Villa Lobos 157.7. So Andrex is really getting on with it and reading in Villa Lobos. He doesn't really have to push that hard. But then it's not always clear what pit strategies those ahead of you are putting. He may well be assuming that Villa Lobos has already been in and therefore doesn't have to again, which I'd be very surprised about. Or he is not counting on that. He's pushing, assuming that he has to do the overtake on track. De Heidi then, surrounded by LMPs. That's Cornwall going on the inside of him with... Who's right by Cornwall? Is that Clank? Oh, Cornwall 10th, please. So that's Nick Meadow. That's race leader, actually, coming past him. Oh, outside of the Corvette coming through turn 3. The Corvette will and did stay very much out of the way of that. Nick Meadow is on a charge then. He's been having he's lost a bit of time due to the traffic, but he's got a fair amount of time in his pocket. He put 8 tenths on Morvick that last time around. There's 9.5 that separates first and second. And there's 34 seconds separates third and first. So the top end of the LMP field are really, really spread out. Let's have 10th, please. There's Cornwald. He's just come past De Heidi. And of course, we've just seen Nick Meadow go past him. He's 7 seconds up from Clank in 11th. You can have that one. There is Clank. I can't tell who that is ahead. That's Morvick, I think, that's just gone past. Can we have second, please? Yep, that is indeed Morvick that's just gone past, putting a lap on Clank. 12th, please. 12th is Black Scorpion, the last of our LMP runners. Can we have 13, please? Villa Lobos. He still leads our GTE field. Where is he? He's actually still going. He has not pitted yet. The number in red, Sabo, it means that they have incurred a penalty. They've incurred a time penalty of some description. So 4 drivers in our field, Nick Meadow, Morvick, WhatsApp and Heidi, have... there we go. That's the penalties they've got. Now, WhatsApp penalties now up to 9 seconds. Still only 1 and 2 for Morvick and Nick Meadow and 2 for De Heidi. Okay, that one can go. Yep, thank you. Ooh, is Morvick's. So that's second in the LMP class, getting past first in... Oh no, there wasn't Morvick, I beg your pardon. Back to Villalobos, 13th. Andrex has gained 3 seconds in the last lap of Villalobos. Surely Villalobos has got to come in. He's pushing his luck quite a long way now. Let's stick with him as he comes through. That is 11 and 12. He's coming through now. And that is the one and only Aston of Stereo Gang. He's been rather struggling to keep pace, unfortunately, in this race. He'll have to relinquish that. He'll be under blue flag conditions. There you see Andrex just at the top of the shot. Oh, Villalobos got a little bit caught out, I think, through the Vidal chicane. There is Andrex. Can we just jump back up to Villalobos, 13th? Doesn't pit. He's pushing that way too long. He's losing time. He's losing time badly. I mean, okay, he got caught out a little bit there. That's a 2-minute lap time from him. We jump to 14th, Andrex. And his lap time is a 1:50. That is one of the LMPs right behind him. 1:56.2, and he's been doing the whip 56s since he came out of the pits. Andrex is charging. He's now just about 5 seconds behind the class leader of Villalobos. He gained nearly 4 seconds that lap alone. Not sure which of the LMPs has just gone past Andrex there. Indeed, bad guy, he has indeed got that M6 set up beautifully. That's the view from Andrex. Now there's the Aston of Stereo Gang. And if we look, nope, can't quite see him in that shot, but we stay on this camera. There, you just about see a car coming into turn 8. That is the class leader. And Clank is in. 12th position, Clank has decided to come into the pits. I thought he'd already been in, but I haven't been keeping track of who hasn't had it. If we switch back to the external cameras, please. And that's Andrex sizing past the Soul Aston of Stereo Gang. There is Villalobos. I keep saying this lap on lap. Surely he's got to come in. Well, surely he's got to. Let's keep an eye on him as he comes through Hetzenbeck-Borgen, turn number 13, on board with the Ferrari. See, they've got so much of a bigger window. They can see much more. Does he come in? Answer: no. Fair enough. He's choosing to just carry on going. Can we just jump up to the leader? What lap? Oh, they're on lap 34. So the leader on lap 34. Where is our leader? Jump up to leader, please. Where is Nick? He is coming up to the Vidal chicane. Only 3 people on the lead lap. Wow. Nick Mida is on. He's just been on it since his pit stop. He has been absolutely alive. Come around the last turn and see what his lap time is. 1:52.0 last time around. Only a 1 second penalty to him. A couple of seconds down this time, so 52.3 for Nick Mido. Mr. Lemon Lambo, as I call him.
Oh, crap.
Oh, go to it. Where are we?
No, my game, I think.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a problem. If your game has crashed, then I don't know how I'm going to change cameras. I don't know if it's going to... I don't know if it's... Is it back?
No, definitely closed.
Oh dear. That gives me a problem. Because I've got no way of changing camera now. So I wonder whether... If the game realises you aren't there, Danny, I wonder if it's going to give me the control. We'll have to... oh, well, we've got exclusive view of Nick Mido at the moment then. I mean, it's good in a way that we got the race leader. Morvick gained 7/10 last time around. Well, I think that's more Nick getting caught out in traffic. Well, unfortunately, Danny, you won't be able to rejoin us, as you can't rejoin a game that is in session. Or a race that is in session, I should say. It looked like Nick got a little bit squirrely there. 10 laps to go. 12 laps to go for Nick Mido at the Nurburgring, so we are getting towards the closing stages of this particular race. It's been a fascinating race, actually. It doesn't feel like it's been an endurance race, in a manner of speaking. It's gone by rather smoothly. Well, it has for me. It hasn't been for my partner in crime. 21 racers still with us, so we have lost a few more. We have 12 LMP runners and therefore 9 GTEs still on board. It hasn't given me camera control. So Nick now back in the 151s. So it looks like I am... Oh, we are... Oh dear, Nick Meadow going very, very wide. And he'll have a slowdown. He was a little bit more cautious getting back underway. So yeah, there was absolutely nothing I can do, unfortunately, to change which camera we are looking at. Indeed, Sabo. You can see at the top of the shot there a couple of the GTEs. As we're now on lap 36 out of 46. Well, if I hit escape, that's all I get. So, and right click. And Andrix and Villalobos just swapped position, I just saw. So that'll be Villalobos then trying to keep Andrix behind. Nope, Andrix has now jumped up into class lead. I can see it on the timing board on the right hand side. Oh, that's Stereo Gang in the Aston just coming out of the pits. Oh dear, Clank is down in 14th. He's in amongst the GTEs. He's having a terrible time. So is your game definitely now closed down, Danny?
Yeah, but I can join on you. And I'm thinking maybe as a director I can slip back in.
Give it a try. We've never had this before. And Villalobos has finally come in the pits. He finally comes in. He's valiantly led the class for a very long time, but has decided to finally bring his car in. Let's see if our race director is able to return to us. That's one of the LMPs jumping well and truly out of the way of race leader Nick Meadow. He's still pumping in the 151s.
Yes, I'm back.
Well, are you looking at Nick Meadow at the moment?
No, it says waiting, so I guess I'm in the spectate I've got.
So who are you spectating? Oh no, I know he's put you in the lobby. Yeah, you won't be able to progress past the lobby, unfortunately. Yeah, it'll just sit there saying waiting until the race is finished, basically.
Right.
So, unfortunately, this is all we've got, I'm afraid, stream. Through no one's fault. Game crashes happen to us all.
Race director.
You're back in as race director?
Yes, I am. That is a premiere for ARR. We have just found out.
Yeah.
Go.
So, well, who are you looking at? Are you looking at Nick Meadow at the moment then?
Yeah, Nick Meadow, place number 2.
Oh, well, he should be. He should be one. So, are you changing who you're looking at?
Indeed.
Unfortunately, that's not translating to me. So that, I'm afraid, is exclusive. You are controlling your own camera, sadly. The only thing I could try to do here, stream, is to leave and rejoin, which is essentially what Danny's just done, and that will give me control of my own cameras. It's a risk. Oh, Smolder, you've disconnected. Oh, goodness me. What a great shame.
Yeah, I'm back in the director's suite. 100%.
Yeah, but that's only controlling what you see, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna risk it. Stream. I am going to risk it because obviously Danny was able to rejoin. Yeah, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to try binning out and rejoining on the main basis of Danny was my guinea pig. So it worked for him. So I'm gonna give it a try. See how we get on. Oh damn it! I keep looking for you under the wrong name, Danny.
Yeah, just join on me. That's how I join.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. So it gives us the obviously the waiting screen. Spectate. Come on. Everybody pray, Bankai says. Let's face it, it'll be a darn sight more exciting than just watching Nick. As good as Nick's doing, he's not being challenged by anybody. So for the last 6 or 7 laps, I think it's fair that we give this a try. This will definitely be a first. But at least we know, and thank you for Danny for trying this, albeit inadvertently. And there we go, as we currently look at Andrex lagging away. And now, interestingly, are you looking at Andrex at the moment, Danny?
No, I'm looking at 4th. I'll go to Andrex. I might be able to pick you up. Right, trackside on Andrex.
Yes! We've now got on board with Andrex. Our external camera.
Yay!
Yes! We got it. We are back in business. Right. You've turned the thing on the left off. So standings and... There we go. Yep, standings and map, please. Brilliant. We are back in business. So, lap 39 of 46 for the leader, as Andrex has a battered car, but I think that was just my game thinking he's got a battered car because of us rejoining. Unless he has had an argument with somebody very, very solid.
His car absolutely crystal to me. He doesn't.
Yeah, so that's my game, assuming he's hit something very hard, which he hasn't. Let us have a look then, as Clank is in the pits apparently, and I think he's been there a while. And there he is. Oh, what a fantastic holographic pit crew they've got. But solid helmets and pit guns, interestingly. Let's have a look at 5, please, which is WhatsApp. There he is, coming around turn 8. He's 8 seconds down from MSI Yulti in 4th. Let us catch up with where everybody is, actually. Nick Media we were watching for long enough. There he is. He's lost time actually on Morvik. Morvik's now 7 seconds down from Nick Media, but he's going to have to really push it to try and close that down. Claessen's now up to 3rd in the class. There he is, so in the final podium position, and comfortably so. 40 seconds down from Morvik, but 18 seconds ahead of this man, MSI Yulti, in the next ETA. 7.8, 7.9 thereabouts down to WhatsApp. In 5th position, Nui is in 6th. So this is due to obviously people disconnecting and what have you. There's Colonel McCoy, goodness me. So he's just lost that 6th position to Nui. He was very, very slow on turn 1. So that was a little...
Sorry to interrupt, I'm showing on Colin, he's got a warning, so I reckon he got a cut track.
Probably, yeah, he had a slowdown warning there. So, your race feed box on the bottom right, is that working? Has that been working all race?
Yes.
They have fixed something, ladies and gentlemen, because that race feed didn't work last time I tried it. So Colonel McCoy then, he's keeping the pressure on Nui. He wants that position back as we are really getting to the closing stages now. 7 laps to go here at Nurburgring. There is Colonel McCoy keeping on that pressure for that 6th position. Domino in 8th. There he is, 20 seconds down, but he's got Mary Marvin all over his exhaust pipe. Oops, Mary Marvin getting a little bit twitchy on the exit then of turn 7. Mary Marvin then sizing up, having a decent race to himself there for 8th position. Oh, you see there's a bit of a different line going on there. Can we get a roof cam on Marvin? Thank you. It looks like he's really getting the pressure on Domino. Choosing quite different lines, which could be Mary Marvin trying a different line to get through Domino, but it could just be the line he's choosing to take. We've seen Domino really struggle to keep that Ligier under control earlier on. Both of them running the screaming Nissan engines. I think it's the Nissan. There are 3 engine types, and the Honda is the only one that's easy to spot because it growls. Domino building up a little bit of a gap between himself and Marvin. Whoops. Marvin getting a little bit trigger happy then, trying to get back on the gas a little bit earlier than the car with a light. External camera, please. External cam, Danny, thank you. So is Marvin now going to have a crack on the inside of turn 1? Let us see. No, he chooses not to, although That was defended more than Marvin was expecting as he nudges the back of Domino. That won't really cause any noticeable damage, but that's lost Marvin a whole lot of momentum. It's now a second gap to him. Let's come down to 10th then. Black Scorpion. There he is on his own. 12 seconds down from Marvin. 27 ahead of 11th place Cornmold. We jump to 11th. And there he is. 12 runners in the LMP field as Clank is down in 19th. He was in the pits. He had a 4-minute time last time around, so he was in the pits an ungodly period of time. And there's De Heidi there ahead of him. Leader of the GTEs is still this man Andrex in 12th overall. With the damage on there is my client being incorrect. His car is nice and clean, including the flies. Jeff in second in class. There he is, 40 seconds down from Andrex. Goodness me, Andrex is just away and enjoying that, no doubt. Third in class is De Heidi in the Corvette. We jump to, yep, there he is in 14th position overall, with Cornwall right behind him. Copper Maniac only a couple of seconds down from the Corvette. He's running out of time to do something about it. In the Ford, Villa Lobos, we saw leading the GTE for a very, very long time, has got an LMP all over his diffuser. And there is Stereo Gang ahead. Rigor 1.2 down from Villa Lobos then, so Rigor is sizing up for a move on that 5th position in class. Tensor in 18th overall, 7th in class. There he is in the Ford with that Colonel McCoy directly behind. Clank, as we know, has been having a lot of difficulty in the Ligier. Finds himself down in 19th place there. Stereo Gang, not seen him a great deal. Oh my goodness me, he's got blue flags going. Oh no! Oh dear! That's Villa Lobos on Rigor's rod in position. That's Rigor capitalising on the fact that Villa Lobos was out of position due to Stereo Gang. No contact made, so well played by both of them. And 21, our final runner, is Henry Gordon in his Ferrari. I think his Ferrari we saw being very, very battered earlier on, and my client's showing him it completely clean. And that is all of our runners. We are on lap. We jump back up to our leader, who is now getting back into the sub 151s. There he is, Nick Meadow. Where is he? He's coming through turn 12. Not entirely sure who that is directly ahead of him. He will be starting lap 43. When he crosses the line once again. Nick Meadow has been absolutely alive, and as mentioned, leading the GTEs is 12th position Andrex. We jump to 12th. There he is. So on a similar bit of track as to where Nick Meadow was. There is either Doc or Domino. They're the two pink coloured Ligiers. 43 seconds is Andrex's lead of the GTE field. Still pulling in the 156s. So he's been absolutely alive really since his pit stop. It was oops, Jeff, that's not how you take turn 8. That's not how you take the dumb up curve, my friend. A little bit of time lost, but and the penalties then. WhatsApp now up to 14 seconds worth of penalties. De Heidi's got 4, Villa Lobos 1, and Morvik and Nick Meadow getting their penalties early on, but they have not changed. We get rid of that one. There we go. Right, who shall we look at for the closing stages? Let's look at... There's Clarson's in 3rd. He hasn't got anybody near him. Let's look at Mary Marvin, who was very close. That's 9th. Mary Marvin was pretty close to Domino's. 1.6 that separates the two now. So he's lost time on the... And that's... Oh, now this could allow Mary Marvin. Can we get a roof cam on Marvin, please? There we go. You can see that's Andrex in the Stars and Stripes M6. And Domino's been stuck behind that M6 for the last few turns. It's allowed Marvin to close back in. Andrex allowing the apex to be taken by the Ligier. Oh, Marvin! That's not... his rear tyres are not wanting to fight anymore. He's been on them for quite a long time. So the tyres are a bit past their best now. External camera, please. Thank you. Oh, again, you saw he had to get a
armful of opposite lock on that EG8 to get the thing to behave. Coming through 11 and 12. The jump back up to our leader, as everyone else is pretty much spaced out. Lap 44, 3 laps to go in this 1.5 hour race. We had an unfortunate problem early on that caused us to restart, and had to form the grid up manually, which of course cost us a little bit of time. So the decision was taken to run a set amount of laps, 46 laps being the calculated amount. They weren't far wrong. It has been battling up and down the field almost all race long. Even us on this side of the fence had to reconnect as well. But we have persevered through the issues, which haven't been too many, to be fair. We've lost quite a few of the field. We started with 29. We are down to 21 now. Nick Meadow has been leading the race for about half of it now. Conor McCoy was our pole sitter. He's in 6th now, and quite a way behind WhatsApp in 5th. But WhatsApp does have a big collection of penalties, actually, interestingly. Can we jump to 6th? Whoops, as we saw one of the Ferraris way off into the dust. Now, WhatsApp is 10 seconds ahead of Conor McCoy. If he can close that down by another 2, he will actually gain the position back due to time penalties, as WhatsApp had about 8 seconds worth of penalties. That's assuming 1, Conor McCoy doesn't get any, and 2, WhatsApp doesn't increase his penalty count. Conor McCoy's got 2 seconds to close down, and he will inherit that 5th position, but he will not be happy about that. Being our pole man, we had no answer for the charging Ligiers early on. Back up to leader, please. Nick Meadow is on. No, Nick Meadow already behind Conor McCoy then, looking to put a lap on him. Or looking to put another lap on him, beg your pardon. Only the top 2 are on the lead lap at the moment. I mean, it will actually be down to 7th. Are on the lead lap once everybody's across the line. But Nick has been just untouchable. There is Conor McCoy's 6th position. So Conor McCoy is going to have to. I'll beg your pardon. So he's putting a lap on Conor McCoy, so it's down to 5th. That's going to be on the lead lap when Conor McCoy gets out of the way, which he is going to have to do. As Nick comes into the Dunlop curve for the penultimate time. Conor McCoy, there's no particular ruling on how long. There's no 3 blue flag rule in this type of racing. They just cannot be seen to be holding up those that they are being blue flagged for. And there you go. So either Conor McCoy overcooked it into Kumo curve, as he didn't seem to want to let that go, as they're now charging down. He's not backing out of it, is he? He does not want to be lapped, Conor McCoy. And to be fair, Nick Media's got 11 seconds worth of penalties of lead, so he's not too fussed that Conor McCoy is choosing to race him at this point. Technically, you should be letting him go. I don't think Nick Meadow is going to be too aggrieved that Conor McCoy is choosing to race him. I mean, Conor McCoy is 10 seconds down from WhatsApp. So, final lap then here at the Nurburgring, as Nick Meadow then gets the inside line on the Marek of Conor McCoy. Normally be a bit more animated on it, but that is for a lap, not for position. And Conor McCoy lets that one go. Had a bit of fun. And why the devil not? Through turn 3. Into 4. Don't really need the headlights on, but why not? Dramatic effect and all that. One of the Ferraris, I think that's Villalobos, who is in 16th position, 5th overall, directly ahead. There is, it will indeed be Villalobos. Directly ahead of him is actually the Corvette of De Heide. That is 4th and 5th in the GTE class that these two are coming up to. Nick Meadow through Dunlop curve. So we were stuck on Nick Meadow before we reconnected, and we're now watching him exclusively now as he's coming to
get the checkered flag, nearly overcooks it through the Schumacher S's. Can pretty much just coast from this point. There's a Villalobos. Oops! Colonel McCoy's overcooked it. We can hear his engine grumbling away. And Nick Meadow nearly did the same thing. So Colonel McCoy's disappeared from the shot. And Nick Meadow may actually just choose to sit behind these two GTEs. Yeah, you could hear that he's just coasting now. He's not wanting to get in the way as Villalobos sizes up an inside move on the Corvette. But decides against that one. So here it is then. Your winner of this social endurance event. You hear the crowd going, and quite rightly so. It is the Ligier of Nick Meadow. Into second then is Morvik. There he is. Was 6 seconds down in the end. Third is going to be by 40 seconds. It's not often you get to say that over this man, E. Claessens. As of course the lap runners will be coming across the line as well. Oops! Claessen's getting very squirrely, coming through 11 and 12. Fair play to Nick Meadow. Absolutely flawless. Can we just check on where 12 is? Which is Andrex. He's just crossed the line as well. The GTE class leader has been flawless all race long. There is second in class of Jeff. He's got, I think that's actually, I'm not too sure who that is. Morvik has already crossed the line. Where is Claessen's? Oh, my game has stopped. Don't know why. It decided to alt tab of its own accord. Where's third? Can we jump to third, please? I think third's already crossed the line. Oh, he's stuck in the wall, yeah. Yeah, why not? Fourth is, what's that? There he is, he's already crossed the line. Oh no, or has he? Jump back to fourth? Oh dear, there's a bit of damage. Oh no, he hadn't crossed the line. Yeah, he is fourth position. Even with his penalties, he's still going to be in that position. What's up then? Crosses the line. MSI Ulti, Colonel McCoy was there. Oh dear, that's a bit of damage on the Ligier. MSI Ulti then. And he actually lets the Corvette go. That's De Heidi. He's got that gap between himself and Villalobos, you just saw in the background of the shot. MSI Ulti, the last man on the lead lap. So it's the last. There's Colonel McCoy. Cross the line then. Another 20 seconds we'll have the official classification of everybody. And bang! That's Villalobos smashing into the back of. Oh, it's actually jumped me back to the pits. And there it is then. The final classification. Nick Meadow is your overall winner. Morvik 2, Claessen's 3, Wassat 4, Yulty 5, Colonel McCoy 6, Newey 7, Domino 8, Black Scorpion 9, Mary Marvin 10, and Cornwald 11. And the last of the LMP runners is Clank in 19th. Andrex is your GTE winner with Jeff 2, Carper Maniac 3, De Heidi 4, Villalobos 5, Rygor 6, Tensor 7, Stereo Gang 8, and Henry Gordon is rounding out the field. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us through our technical problems, for which we do apologise for, but we appreciate the fact that you stayed with us. Thank you very much to my race director, Mr. Danny Mitchell. It's been a great pleasure having you on board.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being here.
And we will see you back here next time for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.